Hey guys, so we have another mama update. No, not New Jeans Mama. She ain't the only person in K-pop, but the Mama 2024 awards. Let's go over like the top 5 highlights that I found most interesting about the award show. It was held over 3 days simultaneously in the United States and in Japan. And it had some controversies, but it also had some highlights. It's, of course, dramatic. What do you expect? So the Mama Awards, it's held every year. Why is it called Mama? It used to be the Mnet Asian Music Awards, and it originally was an award show for music videos. It is operated still by Mnet, which is a channel underneath the whole CJ E&M Entertainment and Media Corporation, which itself is part of the whole big conglomerate of CJ. So you get your BB Go from the grocery store now. I've seen so many people in America picking up that BB Go, and it's like even in like non-Korean grocery stores. Tous Jours, if you want to get your carbs on, that's the Korean bakery. And just as an aside, no real shade to CJ or Tous Jours. It's the prettiest one out of all of the commercialized Korean bakeries. But in Korea, it actually is the worst tasting, but that's the level of amazing Korean bakeries. So if you're like, dang, Tous Jours is really good here in America, and I think it's slightly better here in America, but still, just think of that's the baseline. It only gets better from up there. So the ceremony this year was held over 3 days, November 21st in Los Angeles at the Dolby Theater. So the first time that these Mama Awards traveled outside of Asia. It started in 1999, and then they started, I think after a decade or so, they started to have the show hosted outside and performed outside of Korea, but still within Asia. Then on November 22nd and 23rd, it was held at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, Japan. So, I mean, this is it, y'all. And this is not the first time that they've split it up between different cities, but it makes a lot of logistical sense. Not everybody can travel all the way to the United States, but at the same time, you can do this. I mean, this is like production. This is actually quite cool, but I feel for the people who have to put on this show because the complexity of this, off the charts. So the songs and albums that are eligible to be nominated has to be from October 1st, 2023, last year, to September 30th, 2024. This year, there was a little bit of controversy over 아파트, the song by Rose and Bruno Mars. It won the Global Sensation Award, and the controversy was twofold, actually. One, that song was not released within the window, so they fudged it a bit. It was released in October of this year, so it was a few weeks off, and so people were like, And then the actual performance of the song, most of these are supposed to be live, but they had pre-recorded it, but fans were saying that, in the marketing and in the ticketing, it sounded like, we're going to be able to see Rose and Bruno Mars perform 아파트, but they didn't get the performance, but they did get the 2 stars accepting the award, but a little bit of false marketing. But sometimes it is what it is with these Korean conglomerates just trying to make the bottom line. So they need to watch themselves on this type of stuff. Understand that you gotta bring in the numbers. Maybe you fudge the marketing a little bit, but over time, that's not good. And the second controversy, a little bit not good. Fans were saying, like, why did Aespa sweep the awards? That looks a little sus. So whether it was sus or not, Aespa did get the most amount of awards, and we're not going to go over all of them, but Aespa got 6, 17 got 5, Jennie got 4, IVE, Jungkook, Zero Base One got 3, and Jimin actually got 2. So the top awards, which they call 대상, if you've ever heard people in Korea saying, oh, 대상, 대상, that basically literally translates to big award. So it's the top award, and there were 4 top awards this year, and it was sponsored by Visa. That's why it's called Visa Artist of the Year, which went to 17, a HYBE label under Pledis Entertainment. Visa Song of the Year was Aespa, Supernova by, of course, SM. Visa Album of the Year, 17, 17th Heaven. Visa Fans Choice of the Year, Jimin, Big Hit, and HYBE. So that was really cool. The non-top awards, Best Male Group, 17 again. Best Female Group, Aespa. Best Male Artist, Jungkook. Best Female Artist, IU. So those are the main awards highlights, but you can look up the complete list. These award ceremonies, yeah, you have to pay money to go, and it's a chance for like a compilation of artists to be in concert, and you can see them perform a couple of songs, and not from this, not just one artist, but many artists, and not just from one label. So that's why people really anticipate these award shows. And of course, the award shows all have different scales, and Mama is at the top end, the big production end of the scale. If you saw the performances, so we'll go into that. The first one that caught my attention was Katseye. That was in Los Angeles with the Los Angeles Rams cheerleader. They performed Debut and Touch. I thought that was a very cool homage. So you can see like how they stage it in one of the most iconic theaters in Los Angeles, Dolby Theater. I believe that's where the Academy Awards are presented and many other big award shows. And you still saw, though, there was a limitation with it's because it's a stage. You flip it over to the Kyocera Dome. That's, well, actually a sports stadium. So you had them in all of the artists in the middle, and it was a 360 theater in the round type of stadium in the round type of situation. The scale was just so much bigger in Japan. But Katseye, I thought, did really cool, a great job. It was really fun. It really played into that cheerleader type of theme because, then they had the Los Angeles Rams. So in a way, that's also like the power of, being part of like a really big label like HYBE. People were just like, oh, well, HYBE. I mean, sure. What specific things, like, please comment the specific horrible things that HYBE does. And yes, of course, all corporations are not perfect, and I doubt everybody in that building is a nice person, but that is just life in general. What we can see is that, wow, that was pretty impressive to rope in and do a partnership with the Los Angeles Rams cheerleaders. And what was really cool, I thought, about this was that it looked like the Los Angeles Rams cheerleaders were the ones where there'd be like, oh my God, this is a big moment because of a K-pop, the association with a top K-pop label and group. It was like a come up for the cheerleaders. They was dancing on that stage like it was J-Lo as a fly girl when she was doing In Living Color trying to get her Jennie from the Block. And I thought that was really cool because 20 years ago, you would think it'd be the opposite. Maybe the cheerleaders would be like, well, I don't know if we want to perform at like a K-pop. What is a K-pop award show? So, wow, what a great evolution for K-pop. Let's swing it over to Japan. Oh my goodness, you guys. Yes, we did see GD and his airport fashion. So we did know, of course, that he was going over to Japan to perform at Mama. So we saw like this is like a true comeback, like when every K-pop group goes away for like 5 months and then they come back and they call it a comeback. I'm like, where did you go? This was really it felt like a comeback. And GD, Taeyang, and Taesung. So it wasn't the full lineup of Big Bang. We all know the drama. There's no Seungri and no Top. Seungri more from, of course, his scandals, and then Top, I think it's just some sort of contract things that broke, or he just wanted to leave. Apparently, there's always drama at YG. But they performed Bang Bang Bang, Fantastic Baby as Big Bang, and then GD performed Untitled and Power and Home Sweet Home. So that was really cool to see them do it. And the next generation fans next generation K-pop idols who were in the audience watching, they look like fans. They look like they were like enjoying a free K-pop show. And you can tell, the power of Big Bang and its place in K-pop history, and the bit of a difference, that bold, electrifying effect of their music and performance is really on a different level. I don't know whether that kind of hard club, I'm the baddest one in the club kind of motif and thing kind of matches a bit to today's sentiments, but it really, you could tell everybody was brought back to that cool, moment. And maybe this is now a launching pad for GD especially, maybe Taeyang and Taesung as well, to find their evolution moment. I think we're seeing it really obvious and well with Minho of SHINee and also Key of SHINee, who's been doing this thing for a while, evolving out of the K-pop idol image that they were famous for and then maturing as an artist. So hopefully this will be a launch pad for them to encourage them to know that they have a fan base out there, and I think we would really like to see them grow and evolve wherever their artistry might want to take them. Now, I don't want to be critical in this video, but essentially these are like the top 5 moments that stood out to me, whether good or bad. And we of course have to talk about Aespa because it won the top award and the most amount of awards at Mama 2024. So I was like, okay, what these girls bring in? Yes, Supernova was super played and streamed, and I think almost everybody knows that song, but this performance felt a little bit phoned in. They did Whiplash, and I was getting whiplash just watching them flip their hair as if that was the major part of their choreography. Like, flip. I mean, I guess that's choreography now, or especially it didn't seem like they had really worked that hard on it. I don't like to make assumptions, but because sometimes some people can do a really great performance and maybe they didn't practice that much, and somebody practiced a lot and it just didn't come off as well. But if you're at the top, there's no excuses, especially in K-pop land where every single inch is just examined under a microscope. But there's a difference between retro, neutro style, the fun kind of homage back to the 90s, and then straight up just dusting off some late 90s choreography who hasn't seen K-pop in 30 years. If I felt like Lee Sung-man himself was choreographing this stage show. But congratulations to Aespa for being the biggest winners of the evening. Maybe you can mentor your friends over, the friends I'm talking about. Stickering Hives building with your newfound friends. Okay, so let's talk about the second highest award-winning group, 17. It's, yes, a Hive label group I'm not as familiar with, but 17, what I respect about them is they're considered a self-producing group, so they create things like the songs, the music, the choreography, their performances. there's just so many of them. There's 13 of them. So the reason why it's called 17 is 13 members, 3 teams, 1 group. Sort of like this modular NCT type of concept. So maybe it was, going head for head during that time to see like, okay, well, maybe that is a business model that would work. Well, it's working for 17. They got 6 awards from this, and they had the top award of Album of the Year and the Artist of the Year. So congratulations to them, and they gave a really great performance. Now, of course, because of how we've been covering the topics in this channel, the group that would captivate my attention the most, of course, would be Illit. They did Magnetic and Cherish, and wow, this is when you thank your stars for being in a group, an entertainment company like HYBE, to be able to get this type of stage time, stage presence, like basically all of the bells and whistles that put you on the map as a big group, and then not have to be like such a nasty diva to try to get it because your company looks like it is paving the path for you. You just need to work hard. Their choreography, their performance, it looked like they had put all of their angst and frustration into practicing, working. It was also structured pretty well and really cool. I mean, they had like that music video introduction. Then they were in Los Angeles. So they, to me, made the best out of that proscenium theater structure. Of course, that's an old type of structure, like, movie theater or a stage theater where the audience is here and the action is just on the stage. They started with one of the girls in the balcony, Juliet balconies, starting the performance. Of course, that's been done before, but that was a bold move. And then she had to like kind of probably run down and join the rest of the team. And what I also thought was really cool about thinking about how this is also for the YouTube audience, the TV audience, they flipped the camera around where the girls were performing so that you can see the audience as well, breaking that fourth wall. Usually that, never happens. And especially when when you're watching like a stage or even a performance or even a speech, if the dude turns his back to you and starts talking or singing or dancing or doing the show, you'd be like, what the heck in the audience? But this was a way to create a visual for the TV audience of a 360-degree stage that would sort of mimic the big production value of that stadium in Japan. So I thought that was very ingenious. Of course, all of the tech for all of the performances, no matter whether in Japan or in Los Angeles, wow, did a wonderful, wonderful job. So I thought that was really cool. I think Illit looked really great, and the concept, they didn't copy no concept. That concept was very clear and reinforced with this performance, especially in the beginning music video. We can see who their target audience is. It's the young girl who feels like a little bit lonely at school. They're not sure about, who their friend group is, and Illit fills that in as a sort of nice friend in the classroom, that nice, cool girl in the class who is friendly to you and becomes your friend. That was the concept in all of the briefing notes from HYBE. And I think they really do continuously capture that sort of a concept, whether they keep that concept or not, because, you can't be in like middle school forever, but that is a consistently strong brand image. So kudos to them, and kudos to everybody who did such a great job performing. What were some favorite moments at Mama? And what can you also add if you're a fan of any of these groups to, you know, help more the people who are just like real focused on like the BTS army to kind of venture out a little bit, to, you know, see and experience more of K-pop with a bit more of an expert lens. All right, guys, well, put your comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.